Plato, a towering figure in the annals of philosophy, has left an indelible mark on the world with his profound teachings. As a philosopher from ancient Greece's classical period, Plato was born into an influential aristocratic family in Athens, where he established the Academy, the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Alongside his mentor Socrates and his student Aristotle, Plato forms one of the fundamental pillars of Western civilization. His philosophical contributions, often termed as Platonic Idealism, introduce the theory of forms or the doctrine of ideas, which posits that the physical world is not the true reality, but a mere shadow of the ultimate reality that exists in the world of ideas. Plato's influence extends beyond philosophy into religion and spirituality, profoundly impacting Christian theology through Neoplatonism. He revolutionized philosophical discourse with his written dialogues and dialectic method. Some of his most celebrated works include The Republic, The Symposium, The Apology of Socrates, The Allegory of the Cave, and The Dialogues of Plato, where Socrates often serves as the central character, guiding Plato's philosophical exploration. Plato's teachings have transcended over 2,400 years, retaining their relevance and popularity. His practical approach to philosophy offers invaluable life lessons that can still be applied today. In this video, we will delve into 9 essential life lessons derived from Plato's philosophy, providing insights on how they can be seamlessly integrated into our daily lives for personal growth and enlightenment. If you find these lessons enlightening, please give this video a thumbs up to help us reach more people seeking ancient wisdom. If you're new to Stoic Quotes 365, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights from the great philosophers. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing more wisdom with you in our next video. Number 1. Conquer yourself. Plato famously said, "First and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile." This profound insight emphasizes the importance of self-mastery. Plato, conquering oneself meant not allowing instincts and desires to dictate one's actions. He observed many Athenians making irrational decisions driven by passions and desires rather than sound judgment. In his dialogues, Plato often illustrates this through stories and examples. One such example is the dialogue between Socrates and Phaedrus, where they discuss a man who murdered his wife's lover, Eratosthenes. This act, driven by uncontrolled passion, highlights the destructive nature of unrestrained desires. While Plato acknowledged that some passions, like love, can lead to great blessings, he believed that most passions are damaging and should be controlled. If you don't control yourself, your passions and desires can blind you, leading to irrational decisions that jeopardize your future. Following your heart's desires impulsively might bring temporary satisfaction, but can result in long-term suffering. Before acting on an impulse, ask yourself whether your actions will benefit your life and the lives of those you care about. Take smoking as an example. If you're a smoker, you know that smoking is detrimental to your health in the long run, yet you can't quit. This indicates a lack of self-control. Your impulses drive you to buy and smoke cigarettes daily, which Plato would consider the most shameful and vile form of defeat. To regain control over your life and conquer yourself, you need to resist the temptation to smoke. There are various methods to quit smoking. For some, nicotine gums and patches help gradually reduce dependence. For others, going cold turkey and stopping immediately is the most effective approach. Whatever method works for you, make a plan and implement it to achieve self-mastery. By conquering yourself, you align your actions with reason and long-term well-being, achieving the greatest victory of all. Number 2. Being angry solves nothing, according to Plato. There are 2 things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. Anger is a negative emotion that we should avoid because it clouds our judgment and harms our relationships. Instead, it is far more beneficial to use reason and calmly evaluate situations. By doing so, you can rise above the immediate emotional response and gain a clearer, more objective understanding of the problem. Plato's philosophy teaches us that there are 2 types of problems in life: those we can solve and those we cannot. For problems that can be solved, anger is unnecessary. Instead, focus on creating a plan, implementing it, and moving forward. For instance, if you discover that your accountant has stolen money from your small business, you need to assess the situation calmly. If you have the evidence, report the theft to the police and seek justice through the legal system. If you lack sufficient proof and cannot recover the stolen funds, your best course of action is to fire the accountant, avoid similar individuals in the future, and implement better safeguards. On the other hand, for problems that cannot be solved, anger is futile. Accepting these situations and adjusting your life accordingly is the only rational approach. Suppose you experience a severe weather event that damages your home. While you cannot control the weather, you can control your response by seeking help, making repairs, and preparing better for future incidents. Anger, in both types of scenarios, only serves to waste your energy and create further stress. For example, getting angry at traffic won't make it move faster. Instead, use the time to listen to an audiobook or practice mindfulness, turning an uncontrollable situation into an opportunity for growth. The wisdom here is to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. When confronted with a problem, exhaust every possible solution without letting anger take over. By maintaining a calm and rational demeanor, you make better decisions and preserve your peace of mind. As Plato suggests, mastering your emotions leads to a more harmonious and effective life. Number 3. Choose the people you spend time with wisely. To quote Plato, people are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Plato, born into an aristocratic and influential family, and having spent his life in the public arena, understood the profound impact others can have on us. A bad alliance can destroy your life, while a good alliance can lead you to the greatest peaks of success. Therefore, choosing the people you spend time with is one of the most crucial skills you can develop. You might think that you don't have much control over this. For example, when you have a job where you meet the same people repeatedly, it seems you can't choose who will be fired or employed. Similarly, in long-term relationships, you may feel pressured to stick around even if you're mistreated or disrespected. And of course, you can't choose your relatives. And many of us feel obligated to keep in touch with them, at least during holiday. However, you have more power than you think. If you're in a job where you dislike the people or the culture, you can choose to leave and find a better job with higher quality people. Or even start your own business and hire people you respect and like. If you're in a toxic relationship, remember that your partner doesn't own you and you can always leave and start fresh. And while it might be daunting, it's not mandatory to maintain relationships with relatives who bring you down. Blood doesn't obligate you to tolerate negativity. For example, imagine working for a boss who constantly belittles your efforts and makes you doubt your abilities. Over time, this diminishes your self-confidence and impacts your overall well-being. By contrast, working for a supportive boss who appreciates your skills can make you feel valued and motivate you to improve daily. Similarly, a toxic spouse can make you feel insecure and insignificant, whereas a loving and supportive partner will make you feel attractive, respected, and loved. Toxic relatives can cause stress and misery, but supportive family members can provide a sense of belonging and love. By consciously choosing the people you surround yourself with, can create a more positive and nurturing environment. This means seeking out friends, colleagues, and mentors who inspire and support you. Avoid those who drain your energy or belittle your effort. By doing so, you'll find yourself growing, thriving, and reaching new heights of personal and professional success. In essence, the power to choose your company is more significant than you might initially believe. Align yourself with those who uplift and nourish you, and distance yourself from those who bring you down. This deliberate selection of companions is a fundamental step towards living a fulfilling and successful life, as Plato wisely advised. Number 4. Find your other half. In the words of Plato, each of us then is a matching half of a human whole, and each of us is always seeking the half that matches him. Plato believed that originally, people had 4 legs, 4 arms, and a single head with 2 faces. They were androgynous beings with immense strength and potential. However, fearing their power, Zeus split them in half, creating two separate beings. Since then, humans have felt incomplete, always searching for their other half to feel whole again. Plato was the first philosopher to discuss the concept of a soulmate. In his work, he explained that this yearning for completeness drives people to seek out their perfect match. Aristophanes, known as the father of comedy, elaborated on this in Plato's Symposium, describing how lovers feel whole when they find their partner. This love is not merely physical, but something much deeper, profound connection that unites two souls. Aristophanes also acknowledged that in some cases, both halves are of the same gender, reflecting the acceptance of homosexuality in ancient Greek society. He claimed that when someone finds their true other half, they never want to be separated from them again. To apply this teaching in our own lives, we should never stop searching for our soulmate until we feel that we have found someone with whom we never want to be separated. This person should inspire a sense of completeness and fidelity. Here are some indicators to consider. Best friend. They are not just a lover, but your best friend. Sense of calm. You feel at ease and calm around them. Feeling at home. Being with them feels like being home. Empathy and respect. There is extreme empathy and mutual respect. Shared values. You agree on the most important things. Similar life goals. You share similar life aspirations and goals. Authenticity. You can be totally yourself in their presence. Desire for togetherness. You simply want to be around each other. For example, imagine meeting someone who checks all these boxes. You feel a profound connection, enjoy each other's company immensely, and support each other's goals and dreams. This person makes you feel understood, loved, and complete. According to Plato, this person could be your soulmate, the other half you've been seeking. In essence, finding your other half is about seeking a deep, meaningful connection that transcends mere physical attraction. It's about finding someone who complements you, understands you, and shares your values and goals. When you find such a person, cherish and nurture that relationship, for it brings a sense of wholeness and fulfillment that is truly unparalleled. Number 5. Get involved in politics. Plato notes, one of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Although Athens was the first democracy in the world, Plato never liked democracy. When Socrates died after being imprisoned for corrupting the youth of Athens with his philosophical wisdom, Plato was deeply saddened and concluded that democracy is antithetical to philosophy. Plato illustrated his distaste for democracy with an analogy. Imagine a ship where the owner is the strongest man on board but doesn't know how to sail. The other sailors are constantly quarreling without reaching a conclusion, while the navigator, who knows the direction, has no desire for leadership. In this metaphor, the owner represents the common citizen, strong and powerful but ultimately clueless. The sailors symbolize politicians who argue without resolving issues. The navigator represents the philosopher, the most knowledgeable person who, unfortunately, lacks the will to lead. Plato believed the problem with democracy is that it gives equal chances to people who are not equal in skills and knowledge, resulting in poor leaders making poor decisions that can destroy the state. He proposed that society should be composed of 3 groups: the plebs, the soldiers, and the rulers, with the rulers always being philosophers. He argued that the lower classes should have no say in how the state is run, as only the most knowledgeable should govern. Although Athenian democracy differs from modern democracy, Plato's criticism remains relevant today. In a democracy, the opinion of a less informed and less educated person weighs the same as that of a highly educated and informed person. The educated and informed don't get involved in politics. Political roles will be taken by the less capable, potentially ruining a country. For example, consider a small-town community. If a highly educated and experienced individual refrains from running for mayor, the role may be filled by someone with less capability but more popularity, leading to poor governance. By stepping up and participating, the educated individual can provide better leadership and decision-making. If you have the reputation of a good citizen and many years of professional experience proving your leadership and ability to manage complex projects, consider running for a political position in your community. having achieved several accomplishments in your life, and knowing yourself as a capable person, it is your responsibility to join the realm of politics. Don't refrain from public life, otherwise, you increase the chances of being governed by less capable but more popular people. Democracy offers great opportunities, but it has its flaws. To avoid important roles being filled by the less capable, the most capable should step up, strive for popularity, and take on the responsibility of a governing position. Number 6. Learn to be a follower, then a master. Plato tells us, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." As a teacher leading the prestigious academy he founded, Plato understood that to become a great teacher, one must first be an excellent student. This principle applies to any job or field. To reach a managerial position, you must first gain significant experience in the role you aspire to manage. Leadership roles are typically earned through hard work, dedication, and the demonstration of skills and knowledge. For instance, consider an industrial company where you start as a general worker. To eventually secure a leadership position, you must consistently prove your reliability, autonomy, and dedication. By fulfilling your obligations, being polite yet firm, and holding yourself and your colleagues accountable, you demonstrate the qualities of a good follower. These actions showcase your potential as a leader. An opportunity for promotion might arise if your manager leaves or changes roles. If you've established yourself as the best follower, your employers are likely to consider you for the leadership position. This aligns with Plato's teaching that to be a master, you must first learn to be a great follower. In today's world, there are exceptions where managerial positions are awarded without the appropriate skill set or experience. However, in a fair and less corrupted society, leadership roles are typically earned through proven hard work and dedication. For example, in a small business, an employee who consistently meets targets, supports their team, and takes initiative is more likely to be promoted when a managerial position becomes available. Plato's philosophy emphasizes the importance of building a solid foundation of skills and experience before stepping into a leadership role. This approach ensures that leaders are well prepared and capable, having honed their abilities through diligent effort and learning. To embody this lesson in your own life, focus on excelling in your current role. Take every opportunity to learn, improve, and demonstrate your capability. By being a diligent and dedicated follower, you lay the groundwork for becoming a respected and effective master. Number 7. Be content with little. Plato teaches us that the greatest wealth is to live content with little. According to Plato, you have a roof over your head, food in your mouth, and the means to get to work, you are wealthy enough. Any excess will not necessarily bring more happiness. Too often, we chase material possessions thinking they will fulfill us, but true contentment comes from appreciating what we already have. Plato himself was a wealthy individual, but he understood that wealth alone does not lead to lasting happiness. It's a lesson often learned only after one acquires material riches and realizes they don't guarantee joy. Instead, being happy with little ensures a more stable sense of contentment. Cultivating gratitude for even the smallest things in life is crucial. For instance, if you live in a modest studio in a less affluent neighborhood, appreciate the shelter it provides. Be thankful for the bed you sleep in, the window that lets in the morning sun, and the proximity to essential amenities like supermarkets and pharmacies. Rather than envying those with luxurious villas and expensive cars, remember that their apparent wealth doesn't equate to happiness. They might be burdened with debts, family issues, or other hidden struggles. Imagine you have a small, happy family, living in a modest home and commuting by public transport. You might find that your life is richer in happiness than that of those who seem wealthier. Contentment comes from valuing what you have, no matter how little it may seem. As long as you have shelter, enough food, and the ability to work, you possess enough wealth for a fulfilling life. For example, consider the case of a successful business executive who, despite his wealth, constantly feels stressed and unhappy due to the pressures of maintaining his lifestyle. Contrast this with a teacher living in a modest apartment who finds joy in simple pleasures like reading a good book or spending time with family. The teacher, though having less materially, may experience a deeper sense of contentment and happiness. Plato's lesson encourages us to shift our focus from acquiring more to appreciating what we have. By doing so, we nurture a mindset of gratitude and contentment, leading to a more satisfying and fulfilling life. This philosophical approach reminds us that true wealth lies not in our possessions, but in our perspective and appreciation of life's simple pleasures. Number 8. Be in charge of your own happiness. Plato teaches us that the man who makes everything that leads to happiness depend upon himself and not upon other men has adopted the very best plan for living happily. Plato didn't advocate for hedonism. Instead, he valued wisdom, moderation, and hard work. He believed that true happiness is self-reliant and doesn't depend on external factors or people. If you tie your happiness to external circumstances, like saying, "I'll be happy when I marry this person," or "I'll be happy when I become rich and famous," you set yourself up for a life of anxiety. You'll constantly worry about losing what you've based your happiness on or not achieving those goals. Instead, if you base your happiness on daily routines and activities that you enjoy, you can create a more stable and peaceful life. To apply Plato's wisdom, start by identifying activities that make you happy. For example, walking your dog in the park, hiking in nature, listening to music while doing chores, visiting museums, or reading great books. Once you have your list, make it a priority to incorporate these activities into your weekly routine. By doing this, you ensure that your happiness doesn't depend solely on your relationships or career achievements. For instance, imagine a person who loves painting and makes time for it every weekend. Even if they face challenges at work or in their personal life, the act of painting provides a consistent source of joy and fulfillment. This approach creates an emotional safety net, helping you maintain a steady level of contentment and reducing the impact of life's inevitable ups and downs. Consider someone who enjoys hiking. They make it a point to hike every weekend, regardless of their work stress or personal issues. This routine not only provides physical benefits, but also mental clarity and joy, reinforcing their happiness independently of other life events. Plato's lesson encourages us to take charge of our happiness by cultivating daily habits and routines that bring us joy. This self-reliance fosters a more resilient and enduring sense of well-being, making us less susceptible to the fluctuations of external circumstances. By embracing this philosophy, you can lead a more balanced and fulfilling life, grounded in the activities and practices truly make you happy. Number 9. Work hard to accomplish great things. Plato once said, "I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work." Although he promoted living a simple life and being content with little, Plato was a tireless worker who believed in contributing to society meaningfully, without being driven solely by ambition. Plato's accomplishments were immense. He was the innovator of written dialogue and dialectic forms in philosophy, and he laid the foundations of Western political philosophy. His influence on the history of human thought is unparalleled. Such achievements were only possible through relentless effort and dedication. He believed that nothing truly worthwhile comes easily. Imagine you're in a stable job as a delivery driver, but you find it monotonous and unfulfilling. To inject a sense of purpose and accomplishment into your life, you might decide to start a new project, such as learning a new skill or language. By signing up for online classes or joining a community group, a theater company, or choir, you can open yourself up to new opportunities and ideas. This requires planning and hard work, but the rewards and satisfaction from mastering a new skill or contributing to a community project are immense. For instance, suppose you decide to learn Spanish. You set a goal to become fluent in 2 years. You begin with online courses, practicing daily, joining a local language group, and even planning a trip to a Spanish-speaking country. This journey requires dedication, time, and consistent effort. Initially, it may seem daunting, but as you progress, the sense of accomplishment and the new opportunities it brings will be well worth the effort. Plato's lesson teaches us that the things we're proud of, things that are worth doing, require significant effort and commitment. Binge-watching TV, endlessly scrolling through social media, or partying with friends might provide temporary pleasure, but they don't lead to a lasting sense of accomplishment. Consider another example. If you dream of writing a novel, start by dedicating time each day to write. Create an outline, develop your characters, and steadily work on your manuscript. It won't be easy, and there will be days when the words don't flow, but through perseverance, you'll complete your book. The satisfaction of holding your finished novel, knowing the effort it took, is incomparable. Hard work, coupled with great planning, leads to great rewards and satisfaction. By focusing on challenging projects and putting in the necessary effort, we can accomplish remarkable things. As Plato exemplified through his life, true achievement is born from dedication, not from accidental success. So, choose your projects wisely, plan meticulously, and work diligently to see your dreams come to fruition. By applying these 9 timeless lessons from Plato, you can significantly enhance your life. Conquer yourself by mastering your desires and impulses. Remember, anger solves nothing. Evaluate situations calmly and rationally. Choose your companions wisely, as they greatly influence your growth. Seek your other half, a soulmate who complements and completes you. Get involved in politics to ensure capable and informed leadership. Learn to be a good follower before aspiring to be a master. Be content with little, finding joy in the simple things. Take charge of your own happiness by not relying on external factors. And finally, work hard to accomplish great things, as true satisfaction comes from meaningful achievement. If you found these insights valuable, please give this video a thumbs up to help us reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Plato's lessons, so share your experiences and comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Stay philosophical.